What's up YouTube, it's AJ Watt back to you guys with another figure unboxing review, this time of the MAFEX Batman v Superman Knightmare Batman action figure, of course from Mesco Toys. So yeah, this is from the BVS scene where Bruce Wayne has that nightmare where Superman basically takes over the world, and basically everything's like oblivion, everything's like a desert. And comes with a lot of accessories. Very bummed out that it came with other accessories that were meant for other figures, just like the armored Batman. There's like a battle damaged unmasked Batman head with the Kryptonite Spear as well. Also comes with a fair amount of accessories, but as you guys can see, we have the same packaging we get with the Batman v Superman MAFEX figures, where you can see the open display, and of course you have the figure right over here with a nice image of Batman posed up. And when you look on the side, it says MAFEX Knightmare Batman action figure. Shows him looking through his binoculars, and on the very top you get the Batman v Superman logo with MAFEX logo as well. And for the left side you just have a pretty cool shot of the figure posed up, just in a plain stance. And then when you get to the back, it gives you like all the accessories and everything written in don't know what language that is, but it's, I can't read it regardless. But you can see it comes with the battle damage version head for the armored Batman with the spear too. Don't have that figure anymore, decided to sell that. Really didn't feel the need for it. Really hunt on for the Mescal one if I find it for a good price. And the bottom, you just have warning labels and all that stuff. And my Bedrock City Comics bookstore, thank God they had one in stock. So let's go ahead and open up this MAFEX Knightmare Batman. And so here I have the MAFEX Knightmare Batman on my rotating stand. And right off the bat, the figure is freaking awesome. Definitely going to be in my top 10 for this year. Paint job is done perfect. It is not a overall perfect figure. It does have a couple flaws on it, and we'll get into that when we're checking out Batman himself. But as for the paint job, it's done fantastic. The articulation is okay. There's some things that are noticeable, especially with like some of the shoulder joints, and the face isn't that good, but it's okay. It does come with a lot of accessories, so let's go ahead and get into that before we get into the Knightmare Batman. So the figure comes with a lot of hands. So this is one of the hands right over here, and I believe it's for holding probably one of the gas canisters that the original MAFEX Batman came with. So far the paint job is done very nice on it. You can see the kind of the brass knuckles, and then it's kind of wrapped around with like a khaki dirty band, just like the Knightmare Batman was. You can see some of the line work on the inside done very, very great. Really do like the way that looks. So you get a left and right hand for that. And then he comes with kind of a pair of open palm hands. Let's see if the camera can focus in on it. There we go. And these are not trigger finger hands either. Has the same paint job with the khaki kind of khaki cloth around his knuckles, and done very perfect paint jobs. Awesome. And then, like I said, you get left and right hand for most of the hands. That's the right hand right there. And then he comes with a pair of kind of, no, wait, I think I messed it up right here for you guys actually. Let's see. Yeah, actually, no, it's good. It's good. I didn't mess up. And then he comes with a pair of more open hands, which are these right over here. The last hands I showed you were the trigger finger hands. My bad. My blunder. It happens. So yeah, these are more open. I don't know what you would use these for, but still have that good paint job and sculpting on them. And then he comes with a pair of kind of open gripping hands for the Kryptonite Spear for the armored Batman, which is, like I said, a bummer. It should have came with the Kryptonite Spear in the first place with the battle damaged head. So this is both of them over here, and they're all done very good. You can see the silver paint done awesome. Same with the brass knuckles, the kind of hand plate right over here. And then he comes with a pair of, I believe these hands are for Superman to help hold the cowl. And these are kind of done in an Oompa Loompa color. You can see some of the veins right there. And I believe this hand is made to hold the cowl, which is this guy right over here. You can see that that the cowl is kind of has a little warp right up here. So that means that hand is for Superman, just to act like he's taking the cowl off Bruce Wayne. And the cowl is done very nice in a matte black color. Done very good. It would have been cool if it would have just came like a regular cowl, not with that little, not with this little piece going up right there. But pretty cool. And then he comes with another pair of Superman hands too, which is, like I said, ridiculous. And these are hands for holding the Kryptonite Spear. Should have came with that in the first place. And then here is one of two heads that he comes with. This is the battle damaged armored Batman head. You can see the Bruce Wayne head sculpt on the inside. Should have came with this right off the bat, but it's done perfect. Love the way it's kind of more battle damage warm. It's kind of gives it like a, not a rusty look, but it's kind of like a dirty gray color. You can see some of the scratches right up here. A couple of dents right over here in the corner. Next to the ears, the line work looking pretty cool. Mouthpiece looking awesome. And you can see his eyeball right there. And you can see a little piece of his hair too right up there. Then he comes with a Bruce Wayne head sculpt, which, if the camera gets in focus, we can go ahead and see it. And this is it right over here. Don't think it's good at all, to be honest. They could have had him in like a better face position, if anything. But you can see kind of they try to give him like some gray hair right over here on his sideburns on the left and right side. The right side has a little bit more white on mine. You can see like some of the gray going throughout over here, but in person it's not really gray. It's kind of like a blue color in my opinion. And you can see that kind of the neck and the face kind of have two different skin tones, so be aware of that. And it's two separate pieces, as you guys can see right over here. That's why it's cut, and that's where you would place the peg in. Then he comes with a pistol, just like the scene where he's having the Knightmare, of course. Done very nice. You can see some kind of yellowing right over here, and that's just the paint job. It's not the way it came. Done very nice. You can see the line work going throughout over here, looking pretty cool. Paint job is very crisp and clean, which I really do like. You can see the knobs right there. Then he comes with his machine gun. You can see the duct tape done right over there. The guns don't have any wash on them either. You can see this one kind of has a little paint job right over here to help hold the gun. And you can see the little Joker card right over here too also. But it's not like a separate piece. It is just painted on there. So be aware of that. But the machine gun is done very well. and you can see the paint job for the leather strap for the machine gun, which is done very nice, kind of like a pleather looking type thing going on. And then he comes with a pair of binoculars, or however you want to pronounce them, which are done very nice, and you cannot see through them, so don't try to be stupid. And these also kind of had the same strap, just like the machine gun, with that kind of brown leather. Don't pull on it because pretty sure you'll break it. And the binoculars themselves are just like a plain glossy black color. No biggie or anything like that, but pretty cool. Then he comes with the Kryptonite Spear, which is freaking awesome. It should have came with the armored Batman in the first place. You can see the Kryptonite right up here. And then the paint job is done perfect on this spear too, also with the kind of silver with the black bits going throughout it. Kind of gives it like a lightsaber look, in my opinion. You can see all the line work. I really like the way this is painted. You can see that right there. And I love the way the Kryptonite looks. I really do. And it's not really, it's kind of pointy, but not that much. But spear is done awesome, but it should have came with the armored Batman from the very beginning, in my opinion. And then he comes with our typical MAFEX stand, which is pretty clear. And so here I have the MAFEX Batman. A little close up for you guys. You can see the face sculpt is pretty okay. Could have been better though, in my opinion. The one thing I like about it though is the way the kind of the face is sculpted right over here, or not sculpted, but the way it's painted and kind of shaded with the 5 o'clock shadow. And be aware that the his goggles are not meant to be taken off too also, so don't try to tug it and break it off or take it off, because it will break. And another thing too, he could have came with an extra handkerchief, that way you can kind of cover his mouthpiece. Doesn't come with it, but when you remove the head, you can take this piece off right over here, but you can't put it over his mouth, so which is a bit of a bummer. And right off the bat, you can see the trench coat does have a pretty good paint job going throughout it. Same thing with the handkerchief too, with the wrinkles, kind of with the kind of like a shade or a wash of gray going throughout it, which is done very nice. And the goggles are done in that khaki color, a little bit cleaner from the trench coat. They could have been the same color in my opinion, but oh well, just little minor nitpicks. And then you can see throughout the trench coat that you get nice wrinkles that are sculpted and kind of painted in that gray wash. Then when you come to the back of the figure, you have the dirt with that wash I was talking about going throughout the trench coat, and it's cut off at the bottom. It's done very nice, sculpted very good. And then when you get down to his logo, you kind of have like a little bullet staying right over here. All the figures have that. And then when you open it up, you can kind of see the bat signal, or the bat symbol right there. And the body does look slim, in my opinion. He could have been bulkier too. That's another minor gripe I have. But other than that, I think this Batman has a darker shading from the original one. I don't have that one either, because I was like, yeah, he's too skinny in my opinion. And I'm also going to try to get the Mezco version of that one, because I know Mezco is coming out with a Knightmare Batman of their own, but that's like a world away. And then when you get down to his gauntlets, they are also done very nice. And the original one kind of had it where it was kind of painted gold right here, but these are more of a worn look, and it's painted more black, but you can still see some of the gold right up here, which I really do like. Then these are the pair of fisted hands. And you can see that he does have some clothing right over here on his gauntlets, which is done very nice. Then when you get down to his utility belt, it's also sculpted and painted very nice, and it continues through the back. And then it's basically just a leather piece from there on. And the way the olive pants are done too also is very nice, and you can see the knee pads right there. The holster on his right leg is executed very well and painted great. It's kind of when you get to these pieces right over here, these two little clips, they're just kind of just painted black. And you can see his boots down over here. You can see that it's painted gold at the tips right up here. And you can see that he does have a little bit of traction at the bottom of his feet, but no peg holes or anything like that. Then when you get to the back, you can see the back of the boots over here. I mean, for those minor gripes that I have where he's not as bulky as I want him to be, and the eye, basically, I think it's just the eyes that are breaking me off on the face. I think it is just the eyes. With the face is done very good. The cowl is done awesome. I think it's just the way the eyes are kind of placed. It's pretty weird, but still a good figure in my opinion. Could have been bulkier, and the eyes could have been done better. So let's go ahead and get into, well, not articulation yet. I want to go ahead and do another minor gripe. It's where these joints show right up here. Like when you put them in kind of a pose like this over here, you can see that ball joint right there. And when you bend his elbow too also, it doesn't look really that great, and it doesn't blend in with the trench coat. You can see some of that great paint job in there, but it's still noticeable from like a mile away in my opinion, if you have eyes like mine. So that's just another gripe too also that I have. But other than that, it's pretty good articulation though. And you kind of have to hide this joint right up here. So you kind of have to kind of lift it up so you can kind of hide it within the trench coat. So now let's go ahead and get into the articulation. Alright, so for MAFEX Batman's articulation, he has basically two joints for his head up here where it can look down that much without the neck joint, and look up about that much without the neck joint. But when you use the neck joint, he could look down that much and really look a good amount up as well also. Does look left and right, and does have pivot that goes left and right as well also. Arms move forward and back, and they go out a good amount, not like the original MAFEX Batman. Like you do see that joint right there. And his shoulders, they can go up and down that much, like I said before. And he kind of does have like a butterfly joint within there. No bicep swivel. Double jointed elbow, that moves pretty good. Hands rotate that much, and they hinge down and up. Has an upper diaphragm joint that helps him lean side to side a good amount, not that much. Helps him crunch forward and just a tiny bit back. Then he has another joint right over here for his waist that helps him really crunch forward and a tiny bit back, but the trench coat does restrict it, and he does rotate for the upper part and the lower part. And you can hinge his legs down this much, about right there, so you can kick the leg out more farther. And then when you lift it back up, it doesn't really go that much up. Has a upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees that move a pretty okay amount, and you can see that it still looks good. They sculpted the joint right there. They could have executed that better for the elbows up here. And the feet hinge down pretty good. Not that much upward though, and he does have ankle pivot. So they could have did this joint better and the elbow joint better. It's just the arms, in my opinion. And if you guys want to take off his head, you just want to pop that off and take this piece out also. So it's easy about that much. And if you want to leave the little, call it a handkerchief if anything, You can just place it right there. And so here I have the Bruce Wayne head sculpt on the Knightmare Batman, and it looks okay. And like I said, I already questioned this Ben Affleck face sculpt from the very beginning. And then here he is next, the Devil of Hell's Kitchen, the Daredevil from the Netflix series, and Batman stands just a tiny bit taller than Daredevil. And so here I have the MAFEX Knightmare Batman next to my favorite Marvel Legends figure, the Juggernaut series Wolverine, and the Knightmare Batman stands taller than Wolverine. And you guys can see, like, I think Batman should be as buff as this Wolverine over here, or just a little tiny bit slimmer than this Wolverine. And so here I have the MAFEX Batman all posed up for you guys, and I would recommend this figure to anyone who collects the MAFEX line or collecting any BVS figures. This guy is fantastic. Pretty sure I'm going to be picking up the Mesco one as well also, probably to do a comparison of this one, but I guarantee you guys this figure is going to be in my top 10 figures of 2017. I was very hyped up when I saw it from the start around I think it was this time last year, or probably even sooner than that. So this figure has been delayed many times, but has finally came out and has lived up to my expectations. I know some people don't like it, but I really do like it. Well, anyways guys, thanks for watching my video. If you guys like my videos, go ahead and thumbs up and also subscribe. Follow my Instagram account and Twitter account, AJ Reviews, for toy pickups and toy news. Once again guys, thanks for watching, and you guys have a great week.